Hi guys,
Back here.
and Lefty.
Alright, so a topic that's been coming up a lot lately between the two of us in our gameplay channels and various other things is one of my favorite classes to play is a rogue. I love playing rogues. I love the sneaky. I like lockpicking and pickpocketing. I play them in D&D. I'm in a 5th edition game, in a 4th edition game, well, not anymore. Pathfinder, and a few other various pen and paper games, or pencil and paper games. I play them in most RPGs I can. I love sneaking around. I love rogues. And while bouncing around and talking about what I might be doing for Dragon Age 2, and subsequently Dragon Age 3, we got to the concept of why I always pick rogues. And as my co-host here seems to believe, rogues have the unfair advantage in almost every game. Would you like to delve into this a little bit?
Yeah, specifically in the Dragon Age series, because you get experience from everything you do. So you cap level everything you do, whether it be reading, lockpicking, disarming traps, gives you XP. Problem is, unless you spend points in certain traits, warriors can't do that. Yeah, you're beefy enough that you don't die right away in a direct fight in the beginning part of the game, but about mid-game, things balance out, where they can keep up in a fight almost as well as you can, because they have all the extra abilities and such, because they're almost higher level than you, because they have more experience, because they can do more things. And this continues, because there's specific things in chests, rare items, and specific locations that are unable to get to unless you can get through a locked door. And if you're a warrior or sorcerer who doesn't have a specific skill, or you've taken points away from your strongest traits so you can pick that lock, you don't get that.
See, I like the adventure, the concept of playing the sneaky character who does the cool things. When I want to play a magic class, I typically play in games spell thief. Still sneaking around, but I'm going to do my magic from the shadows. I'm going to steal your magic. I like sneaky stuff. But in terms of Dragon Age, you're right. Rogues have access to a lot of things the other groups don't have. So your options are bring a rogue with you, or be a rogue, or you're beat.
And that's essentially the problem. Now, don't get me wrong, if you play a Dragon Age game and you have a party, your party should always be yourself and one of each class, because there's usually only 3 classes in a Dragon Age game: warrior, mage, rogue. There's different types of those, but they're essentially those 3 classes.
For the most part, yeah.
So, whatever you are plus those 3. No matter what you are, if you're also a rogue, mage, or warrior, you should always have those other 3 in your party. Now, but that still takes away, because you know what, you do have the option to play through the game by yourself. Leave your party away, don't accept anyone else's invitation. You basically do the entire game with just you who you're forced to keep, which isn't a whole lot.
No. I agree that rogues do have the bigger advantage, but I'm fine with that. What rogues get an advantage of stealth, trickery, lockpicking, pickpocketing, all that, is made up for the fact that in direct combat, most rogues don't stand a prayer.
It depends on the circumstance. If it's same level, late
you are a mage or a caster or ranged and you spot a rogue unawares, they're beat. They're beat. From a distance, they're beat. If you're a warrior and you can pin down a rogue, doesn't matter what game you're playing, you're 9 out of 10 gonna whoop their ass. The trick to rogues is you have to outplay and outthink your opponents. That adds a lot for me in terms of gameplay. I really like having to outthink my opponents.
Well, in World of Warcraft, I'm a feral druid, roguish, but I'm still a straight-up fighter. Any D&D game I played with you, with the exception of one, I've always been the bull in the china shop. My thing is always straightforward. So if I want to do something special or go to a specific location, if I don't have someone with me, I can't do that unless I role play a certain way and just go, I'm going through that wall. And as much, I know each class should have its own limitations and such, but it feels slightly unfair, especially like in games like Dragon Age, where I brought up specific weapons and such that you don't get unless you go there, lock-pick your way in, lock-pick to the final thing, and lock-pick the chest.
Skyrim had the same thing going for it.
Yeah, but here's the thing, in Skyrim, you can be all of them. You can level up all those traits. That's another thing with BioWare. I'm not BioWare, I'm sorry, Bethesda. All their games, it's a little bit too broken, but you get to be God, essentially. If you spend the time necessary to up all the stats and traits you have, you can max out everything. You can be the best at everything, which is a little too much power fantasy, but it's still...
Hey, if I can get my potato running properly and it actually games again, I'll happily do a Legolas run of Skyrim again. You remember that? A brief aside from the thing, I used to play Skyrim a lot with this one, and the PC version, well, any version of Skyrim, or any of the Elder Scrolls game, there's a way to unbalance the game. So I figured out a way to make a bejesus bow that it one-shots everything. So I made an elf, I made the bow, and I just played as Legolas, and just one-shot through the entire game, and it was great.
There was a counting game, there was.
Yeah. If we do this, you have to play side-by-side with me, and you have to play Gimli.
Well, there is no multiplayer.
I know, but you play on your computer, I'll play on mine, and we'll get a kill count thing going.
Oh, I'm going to destroy you.
Hi. So, back to roads. What can be done about this? Nothing. In my opinion, it balances out. Mind you, I've been playing rogues since AD&D. Like, way back when I used to play at the school cafeteria table with my friends, I've been playing rogues. I love rogues. But I'm very aware of their limitations, and I'm very aware of their weaknesses. The fact of the matter is, rogues are counterbalanced by the fact that, like I said, in one-on-one combat where their opponent is aware of them, they don't really do so hot. And also, when you're dealing with far distant opponents, you've got to find a way to find yourself some cover and disappear. Otherwise, they're going to get you every time.
If that's the case, because a lot of rogues can also do range. But no, I see a way to quickly balance this out. Like, when you pick a lock, you get everything in there pristine. You get all of the items as is. But they can introduce a mechanic. There's no reason why I can't, with any weapon I have as a warrior, go smash the lock, potentially damage what's inside, or potentially trigger a trap.
There are games that do that.
And then there's also the mage. Well, there can be a spell for you to open the lock, or you can just go, fire. Oh! The lid's blasted off. Everything's covered in soot. Is anything damaged?
There are games that do that system, or a similar system, where you can use a weapon to just crack open a chest. But you run risk, like if there's potions inside, they're gone. They're useless now. And if there was, something delicate, you're peed.
That's good. That's something I would like, and it would also fit and keep things balanced, because one, you're risking damage, and you're not prohibiting a certain class from getting a certain thing, or being able to do a certain activity, because, let's face it, a chest, most of the cheap ones we run into, are wood with a steel frame. Any of our characters, any single one, can find a way through that with ease.
In theory, yeah. For For Dragon Age, I don't think they're going to change it anytime soon.
Oh.
For D&D and other D20 games, it's DM discretion. I mean, I just played one where there was a very fine platinum chest in the end of a crypt, and the warrior didn't feel like waiting for me, so she took her warhammer and just smashed that thing open. Dented it, destroyed some stuff, but she got the greater majority of the stuff inside intact. So, I mean, that's DM discretion. RPGs, yeah, I'd like to see more video games use a unique system, because occasionally I do want to play a warrior or a mage or something like that, but mages typically have cooler crap that they could do that other classes can't do, like teleportation or summoning things.
That's the thing, because I know you can't do everything. You can't do what Bethesda does, even though Bethesda is very successful at what it does. You can't be the best at everything, but as it seems as things go on, because Final Fantasy was one of the first games to introduce class systems, and you could switch your class mid-game whenever you wanted. And that's the thing. They're too rigid, and as time goes on and you get more and more into these class systems with RPGs, they're becoming more and more specifically restricted. Warriors are the only ones that can take real damage and deal real damage straight up. Mages can't take any damage whatsoever, but they can throw a lot. Rogues, depending on the circumstance, can be absolutely friggin' lethal or pretty much useless. And even though that does seem like it balances out, there's no reason for it to be that rigid. There's no reason for a mage to practice magic but not be athletic enough to go shit.
There. Alright, so this has been our opinion on this. We'd love to know your opinion. So if you would, please comment down below. What do you think about rogues? Are they the cheaty backstabbers you hate? Are they your favorite class? What are they to you? Would you like to see more games implement lockpicking and stealth and all that? Or are you tired of it and you just want to charge in there with a battle axe? So, give us your opinion. Please like, favorite, share our videos. If you don't like these topics, if you don't like our asides, tell us as much. Tell us what you want. Hell, dislike the video if you really don't like it. Let us know so we can make better videos for you guys in the future. Alright, this has been Doc.
And Lefty.
See you next time.